All right, Coach Matthew back with glute medius, glute maximus. For today, let's start with glute max. We can use the larger foam roller, the softer one, to start. This is an easier on-ramp for most of us because this could be quite painful. And often the position of the body is difficult to get into. So while we're starting to figure this out and build some awareness, this is a nice, easy on-ramp. Don't feel like you're gonna get a diminished result. It's just not as dense. And as we do this more frequently, we're gonna want a denser and denser foam roller to get the response, the stimulus. So again, I'll use my red medicine ball. Set up with this, I often will like to cue my athletes with whatever leg is up off the ground, that is the leg that's we're gonna cross over. So I'll work my left glute here. I'll take my left leg, lifting it up off the ground, and then this is where we're gonna begin to row. Like right about there for me right now. That feels pretty good. So in terms of body setup, we have the arms straight underneath the shoulder, feel stable here. Taking my free hand and I'll grab my opposite ankle, which often will help give me a nice braced position. And you'll notice this leg that's crossed over is the one that's on the medicine ball. Out of this position, we're getting a little bit of lengthening of that glute, which then allows us to get access into some of this tissue. Again, we want to think about this neutrality of our spine. You know, we're not rigid beings. But we can begin to form some strength and some consistency in shape. We don't want to be constantly finding all these different varying shapes without regularly coming back to a home base. So this becomes, in my opinion, a real effort of finding your home base, not only in physicality, but in your mind of breath, is building that awareness in the moment. Because often this stuff can get, like I said before, it can get overwhelming with the pain response. And in and of that, we want to be able to accept and breathe through it. So glutes, 2 minutes at the very minimum as you see me working into this tissue. Always balanced. Never feeling like I'm off balanced when I'm doing these exercises. And to do the transition, we just simply move over and we switch over to our right glute. Same setup, right arm comes down to the ground, right leg comes over, and boom, reset. So 2 minutes on either side with that movement pattern, or with that release pattern. Glute max. We can begin to get into glute medius as the weeks progress, but I think that'll be a good starting spot. If you can get into this tissue a couple of days per week, getting it to release, I know we're probably gonna see some relief in pain, or at the very least, feel like we're not passengers in our bodies, but rather we're taking control. So glute max, following back, following rectus femoris, glute max. Next, we're going to work on the IT band, iliotibial band, on the side of our leg. Again, the sequencing can be mixed and matched. I'm just going to take us through a progression for today, and then you can sort of prescribe on a daily basis what makes most sense for you. So next, iliotibial band.